standing strong and tall. Yeah, this is the bovine coming on the air, sharing the stories of the folks who care. Profiles of passion, voices of the trade, dairy strong legends being made. Yeah, this is the bovine coming on the air, sharing the stories of the folks who care. Profiles of passion, voices of the trade, dairy strong legends being made.
Hey dairy folks, and welcome back to the Bovine Podcast. I'm your host, and today I've got a story that's going to blow your mind. It's about a woman who literally raced for chocolate milk as a kid and ended up revolutionizing milk quality research across Canada. Meet Hannah Woodhouse, the dairy queen herself. And trust me, by the end of this episode, you're going to understand why her story is everything we love about this industry. So picture this. Hannah grows up as the oldest of 4 sisters on a family dairy farm in Ontario. But here's the kicker. Her mom's a veterinarian who met her farmer dad during a herd check. Hannah jokes it was love at first sight. And honestly, is there a more perfect dairy love story than that? From day one, Hannah was completely immersed in farm life. We're talking 11 years in 4-H, involvement with Gay Leaf Foods, participating in agricultural societies. This girl was dairy through and through. She loved those evening chores after school, feeding calves, and eventually milking. With her mom being a vet, she got to watch her care for the herd and learn about all the treatments. But here's what really gets me. Their farm would host a day at the farm trips for grade 2 classes from her school. Can you imagine little Hannah showing off the farm to her classmates, teaching them where their milk comes from? She'd take cows to local events with her dad, educating the public about our industry. That pride in what we do, that's what this industry is all about. Now, here's where the story gets absolutely fantastic. In grade 8, Hannah discovered competitive running, but not in the way you'd expect. Each year, the dairy farmers in the Grey Bruce County area would sponsor a school run, giving chocolate milk to all the finishers. Hannah's parents always volunteered, helping hand out that precious chocolate milk. Hannah would participate for fun, usually running and walking with her friends. But then came grade 8. Her parents approached her before the race with some devastating news. They were running out of chocolate milk, and only the top 10 finishers out of about 100 kids would get one. Hannah wanted that chocolate milk badly. So instead of her usual casual approach, she actually raced this time. And guess what? She finished 4th. Her parents were shocked. She was shocked. But she got her chocolate milk, and that moment launched an incredible running career that would take her to represent Canada internationally. To this day, chocolate milk is still her go-to recovery drink. I mean, come on, you can't make this stuff up. Hannah was always athletic: swimming, gymnastics, horseback riding, figure skating, hockey, shooting, you name it. But she focused on running in high school, and get this. Part of her training involved running up the hill behind their barn in heavy rubber boots to fetch cows for milking. She quickly improved, making it to provincials, then nationals within a year. By grade 11, she made her first Canadian team and competed in Colombia and China for the World Cross Country Championships. Throughout all this heavy training and competition, she still made time for training her 4-H calf and helping at the barn. That was her happy place. Now here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Hannah was serious about academics because universities were recruiting her. She thought medical sciences would best fit her running aspirations, so she headed to the University of Guelph for biomedical sciences, basically pre-med. But you know what happened? After just a month or 2 away from the farm, she missed agriculture desperately. The pull was just too strong. As part of her academic scholarship, Hannah had a paid summer research position. She decided to approach Dr. David Kelton, this renowned dairy professor, and ask if he had a project for her. Picture this scene. She walks into his office at the Ontario Veterinary College building, and there are cows at the research barn just outside. Vet students walking around in coveralls and boots. She knew she was in the right place. Dave told her about this issue of non-foaming milk in BC coffee shops, Hannah was doing a nutrition minor at the time, and this was intriguing. The perfect fit. That conversation launched her dairy research journey that would lead to her master's and PhD. So what exactly was Hannah researching? She tackled this fascinating problem in Canada's dairy industry: elevated free fatty acids, or FFAs, in milk. These compounds form when milk fat breaks down and cause all sorts of quality headaches. As Hannah put it to me, if you're paying good money for your fancy Starbucks latte with that perfect milk foam, it's a big deal. When consumers want froth and you deliver milk that doesn't foam properly, they immediately call their supplier to complain. But it's not just about frothing. High FFA levels can make cheese coagulation go wonky, cause rancid flavors, and shorten shelf life. In Canada's supply-managed dairy industry, where we live and die by consumer satisfaction, this is critical stuff. Here's what I love about Hannah's approach. She didn't just sit in a lab. She visited 300 dairy farms across Ontario and British Columbia. 300. She was incredibly thorough, measuring every inch of pipeline, looking at all the turns and elevated sections, analyzing milk flow, examining countless farm factors. Her dedication went beyond just the fieldwork, though. She did these adorable amateur experiments using milk from her family's farm, testing samples in her frother at home to see which cows produced the best frothy milk. Her friends started calling her the Dairy Queen, and every Christmas they'd give her new frothing gadgets. I mean, how perfect is that? Hannah's research revealed that FFA issues come from multiple factors. She found that organic and grass-fed herds typically have higher FFA levels than conventional farms. There are interesting seasonal patterns, too. FFA concentrations peak in late summer and fall compared to spring and winter. Improperly maintained milking systems, especially in automated operations with high milking frequencies, often contributed to elevated problems. Farms with automated milking systems milking cows 3 times daily showed substantial increases in FFAs. But here's the great news Hannah emphasized. These farms can manage most of these factors with relatively quick and easy fixes. Hannah developed this really practical set of recommendations. She suggests limiting late lactation cows' visits to robotic milkers, ensuring proper plate cooler installation, especially in tie stall operations, and changing milk filters at every milking. As she explained, a dirty filter not only creates a breeding ground for bacteria, but also puts more stress on the milk trying to pass through. Her research found a significant increase in free fatty acids for farms that milk frequently, but change filters infrequently. And here's a critical point: maintaining proper milk temperature. Freezing and thawing milk can substantially increase FFAs. Temperature fluctuations damage the milk fat globule membrane, allowing lipase enzymes to break down fat into free fatty acids. That's why consistent cooling to 4 degrees Celsius without freezing is essential. Her work didn't go unnoticed. Hannah won the Top Student Poster Award at the 2023 International Dairy Federation's World Forum in Chicago, beating out 89 submissions from over 20 countries. When I asked her what made her research stand out globally, she said milk quality is a common concern no matter where you're producing milk around the world. High levels of free fatty acids impact everyone. Producers can receive penalties, processors get complaints, distributors hear from unhappy customers, and consumers aren't satisfied with the products. The fact that Europe and Canada are the only ones testing and reporting this to farmers made her work particularly valuable internationally. What makes Hannah's story even more remarkable is how she balanced everything. While pursuing her PhD, she continued representing Canada internationally. She made the national team again in 2019 and still runs competitively today, though she took some time to focus on academics during her studies. Her athletic background shaped her methodical approach to research. That discipline from training, including those runs up the barn hill in rubber boots, translated directly into her systematic research methodology that earned international recognition. Hannah completed her PhD in September 2024 and immediately moved into the next chapter as a contractor for Dairy Farmers of Canada in sustainable production. She's integrating her passions, academic research, and writing skills to make a difference on a broader scale. Her role aligns perfectly with Dairy Farmers of Canada's ambitious goal of working toward net zero greenhouse gas emissions from farm-level dairy production by 2050. As Hannah notes, farmers are the most practical people, and implementing science-based solutions requires clear communication and practical applications. Hannah represented Canadian dairy on a young producers panel discussing future of dairy farming around the globe at that International Dairy Federation Summit. She highlighted DFC's initiatives to improve sustainability, engage young producers, and enhance consumer awareness of high-quality dairy products. What makes her so valuable is her ability to bridge scientific research with practical farm implementation. By improving milk quality and addressing consumer preferences, her work directly contributes to the sustainability and marketability of Canadian dairy products. Aside from her work with DFC, Hannah continues writing both scientific and producer-friendly articles about FFA control. She gives presentations nationwide, passionate about speaking and engaging directly with producers at various events. But here's what really excites her: mentoring the younger generation in the dairy industry. That's where I see my role as an academic advisor or professor coming into play one day, she told me. She envisions guiding students through their own agricultural research journeys. She also continues advocating for dairy in the sports industry, promoting milk's nutritional benefits for athletic recovery. Her personal experience with chocolate milk as both her running origin story and current recovery drink makes her a genuine ambassador for dairy nutrition in sports. As Hannah puts it, you can have a state-of-the-art lab with the most precise methodological practices and generate interesting results, but that research will not be useful unless it can be applied. This is why understanding the dairy industry from a practical lens is so important. For Hannah Woodhouse, those childhood chores on the family farm have evolved into a career dedicated to advancing an industry she deeply loves. She's proving that when science meets practical farming knowledge, both the industry and consumers benefit. Let me leave you with these incredible facts about Hannah. She started competitive running after being bribed with chocolate milk at a school race, finished 4th out of 100 runners, and went on to represent Canada at World Cross Country Championships, still using chocolate milk as her recovery drink. This oldest of 4 sisters completed over 30 different 4-H clubs in 11 years while maintaining a 95% plus academic average and earning a $60,000 plus University of Guelph President's Scholarship. Unlike typical academic researchers, Hannah conducted her PhD fieldwork on 300 actual farms across Ontario and BC. Her findings helped dairy farmers avoid processor penalties averaging $15,000 annually through simple management changes. Her methodical training approach, including running up the barn hill in rubber boots to fetch cows, shaped her systematic research methodology that earned top international recognition against 89 global submissions. Hannah Woodhouse embodies what happens when farm-raised intuition meets world-class science. Her journey from 4-H president to PhD proves that sometimes the best agricultural innovators are the ones who never really left the barn. They just brought the lab to the farmyard. That's our show for today, folks. Hannah's story reminds us that the future of our industry lies in people who understand both the dirt under their fingernails and the science in their toolkit. Thanks for tuning in to the Bovine Podcast. Until next time, keep innovating, keep improving, and keep that passion for dairy burning bright.